In July 1954, Boeing introduced its prototype 707 Model 367-80, soon known as Dash 80. As the forerunner of Ford 14,000 Boeing jetliners, the prototype served 18 years in the flight laboratory before joining historic aircraft at the National Air and Space Museum. This is like the demonstration. $18,000 of them were built. Pretty nice. Yeah, this is huge. It's a whole different language. Right here, the engine. Me 262A-1A Schwabble. I think it's the wingspan is 41 feet and 6 inches. Top speed is 559 miles per hour. 37,565 feet service ceiling, and these type of turbine engines. FJ-3 Fury, 37 feet, 7 inches of wingspan, 675 top speed, 46,800 feet service ceiling, and J65-W-2 turbine turbojet engines. F-84F Thunderstreak Republic, 33 feet and 7 inches of wingspan, 535 miles per hour, top speed 695 miles per hour, 46,000 feet of service ceiling, J65-W-2 engines. Let's check this out. You can see it landed here. Here's Air Force. Showcase of the engines. This is actually one from Grand Theft Auto Online. Glad to see it in reality. DH 112 Venom FV.54. So the models. Nice. HA 200 Saita, 36 feet 2 inches of wingspan, 430 miles per hour, 430 miles per hour top speed, 43,000 service feet ceiling, Marlboro VI 6, I think, turbojet S3. I think this is like the chair. I don't have anything bendable. We have our seatbelt stuff. Can you actually get this on? Don't worry, I don't know how to unlock it and stuff. I'm not gonna put it on. F-86H Sabri, North American. 39 feet and 1 inches of wingspan, 606 miles per hour cruising speed, 693 of top speed, 43,900 feet of service ceiling, and General Electric J73-GE3E engines. It looks like it just ate or something, I'm gonna be honest. C-45H Expeditor Beechcraft, 47 feet and 8 inches of wingspan, 225 miles per hour of top speed, 26,000 feet of service field ceiling, and 2 Pratt & Whitney R-985-N-1 Wasp Junior radial engines.
Think outside the box.
Beautiful. Landing gear, the engine. We're on board the DC-3. To the windows, these engines. DC-3 has to be one of my most favorite oldest aircraft. Donald Douglas Air Services. All right. We're sitting in the DC-3 chair, I believe. I don't even know if it's a DC-3 chair. A lot of papers. Travel across the United States. Let's see. So SR-71 Blackbird in 1964. Traveled across the entire country in 68 minutes. The Boeing 747 could travel in 5 hours. The DC-3 could pass in 18 hours. The Ford Tri-Motor could pass in 48 hours, and the automobile could pass in 6 days, and the railroad could pass in 4 days, and stagecoach 25 days. DC-3. I think this is the flap. Ninety-five feet of wingspan, 192 miles per hour of cruising speed, 230 miles per hour of top speed, 23,200 feet of service ceiling, and Pratt & Whitney R-1830 engines. C Phantom 2, Donald Douglas, 38 feet and 5 inches of wingspan, Mach 2, 1,472 miles per hour of top speed, 59,600 feet of service ceiling, and 2 General Electric J79-GE-117A afterburning turbojet engines. You can also find this at the Telebook Museum. Landing gear. Here's some of the mini aircraft. New exhibit. I guess we'll come back one day. Douglas C-47A Skytrain. 95 feet, 6 inches of wingspan. I think it's the same as the DC-3, but just modified, I think. 230 miles per hour was the top speed, 24,000 feet up in service ceiling, and 2 Pratt & Whitney R-1830-90C twin laps radial engines.
That end goes through the air first. That end goes through the air first.
A little bit more closer view, the engines. This might be the engine. I believe it is. Should be in there. United States Army.
This was a better one. Other ones that
AH-1F Cobra. 44 feet rotor span, 171 miles per hour top speed, 11,400 feet service ceiling, and Lycoming T53-L-703 turbo shaft engine. You can read the history right here. Douglas A4E Skyhawk. 27 feet and 6 inches of wingspan, 673 miles per hour top speed, 40,500 feet of service ceiling, and Pratt & Whitney J552-P-6A turbojet engines. can read the history right here. Landing gear.
Standing start, 20 tons of aircraft reach flying speed in 2 seconds to stop. Every 30 seconds, another plane sent off.
Hearing protection helmet. HEU 99/P. This thing was super loud, I'm guessing. And a bigger model. More history over here. 6A8-215. It doesn't look like it lived for a long time. Seven 37 feet and 8 inches of wingspan, 120 miles per hour of going top speed, 12,000 feet of service ceiling, and Franklin 688 engines. This thing does not look good if you're gonna put in the Boeing aircraft. And these are pretty common, I believe. You can see them around here sometimes. Check out this area over here. A little simulation. Actually, this does have something to do with this museum, but I'll show it later in the video. Oh, what this is. Maybe the project, yeah, the hangar where it is. Yes. Yeah, this. Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to see that. I'll show what this is later. If you want to, you can read over this. Aircraft I haven't seen. Pretty big model. Another piece of footage of this aircraft next to the that and the helicopter. It was just like a few seconds in the video. This thing right here. Man, G21A Goose. 49 feet of wingspan at 190 miles per hour of top speed, 20,000 feet of service ceiling, and Pratt & Whitney R985 and 14B engines. Another one from Grand Theft Auto. Airborne CA-1 tractor. This small tractor was developed by the U.S. Army during World War II to be delivered to remote places by C-47 Skytrain aircraft, or CJ-4A gliders. They were used to build runways and combat combat roadways and to clear obstacles. 47 Skytrains. These are carried by this one. I don't think we can't check it out. I thought you could. Some little aircraft, like a baby space shuttle. It is massive large. Who knows what the heck this is? PBY-5A Catalina. (104 feet of wingspan, 115 miles per hour cruising speed, 189 top speed, 18,100 feet service ceiling, and Pratt & Whitney R1830-58 twin blast engines. Guy, flaps. Evergreen Aviation Museum. You could sit in here, but you can't, sadly. I don't know if we can, though. You also can't forget to check out this. Enter aircraft at your own risk. D5V Micro PD, 21 feet and 6 inches, a wingspan, 200 miles per hour top speed, 16,000 feet of service ceiling, and Honda Civic EB2 engines. And some history. Start, beacon, instruments, stick. Brothers, different collection of aircraft. SR-71 Sky. I believe this is DC-3 and DC-8. 747. Another 747. And a Boeing 787 Dreamliner. Challenger. That's the engine. This is the Model 51 Flesh Wing. 39 feet of and 1 inch of wingspan, 95 miles per hour of cruising speed, 102 miles per hour of top speed, and 50,100 feet of service ceiling. And these engines are 600 engines. History. To finish exploring all these aircraft, you might be wondering, what is this? Let's go check it out. This is the Spruce Goose, an aircraft that can land on water And I believe only flew once in the entire lifetime. Biggest flying boat flight deck. Foundation and wing ports.
Let's say, look at how far back it goes in this. Way far. Yeah, at the very end of the tail.
It's actually farther than you think it is, right? Remember,
Industrialists who made the Liberty ships that kept getting sunk during World War II. And he didn't like that. And that's a lot of men that was basically dying in his product. So he came up with the idea that if they can't sink it, then it's impossible. Especially for new technology. At the end of that time period, they were greatly over budget. And Howard Hughes had pumped in $7 million contract. The war was over. Nuclear contract.
As you can see inside, because we didn't decide to pay. We just didn't feel like it. You can check out a video real quick.
Oh, I don't think I'll try. I put the sweat of my life into this thing. I have my reputation rolled up in it. And I have stated several times that if it's a failure, I'll probably leave this country and never come back, and I mean it.
Wishing to vindicate himself, Hughes immediately ordered the flying boat ready for taxi tests upon his return from Washington, D.C. On November the 1st, 1947, Hughes ordered the maiden voyage of the plane out of dry dock. It was towed by tugboat into Long Beach Harbor. The largest seaplane ever built was ready to be tested. It was intended only to be a test of the engines and taxiing capabilities, not a flight test. High winds and choppy seas postponed the first test. The next day, the wind died down as a crowd of expectant observers and newsmen gathered.
On the taxiing deck, Hughes takes a last look as the monster dwarfs everything in its vicinity. There are 100 instruments to check on this panel alone before the test begins. A test that is to startle the aviation world. In the cockpit, Hughes sits at the controls. Incidentally, it takes 26,000 pounds hydraulic pressure to operate these controls.
Hughes was ready. The 8 engines kicked on and the crowd cheered. With Hughes at the controls, the giant flying boat glided smoothly across the 3-mile stretch of harbor. From 35 miles per hour, it cruised to 90 miles an hour during the second taxi test when eager newsmen began filing their stories. But they were too eager. Hughes wasn't finished. Catching the media and the crowd unaware, Hughes lowered the wing flaps and taxied a third time.
And now for Mr. Hughes' surprise. As the enormous craft approaches her 95-mile-an-hour takeoff speed, the pilot lifts her onto the step and holds her there as she races through the choppy sea. And with the final drive of her engines, 200 tons are airborne, 5 months ahead of time. 70 feet off the water, she stays for a mile. $23 million worth of airplane has answered a lot of committee questions. It can fly.
The unexpected flight left the crowd and the world stunned. Hughes' comment to the astonished newsmen, "I liked it."
All right, we're gonna go check outside now. Get a photo. Have fun. pretty crazy simulation. Yeah, there's like a little bit. IG 23 ml vlogger, Mika Young, Strobic. 45 feet and 10 inches of wingspan, extended. Mach 2.8. Faster than Concorde. Probably a Tupolev 144. 1,600 miles per hour top speed. 60,700 feet service ceiling, and R35's 300 afterburner turbojet engines. Excuse me. Must be a Russian plane. Imagine that if they had one of the Tupolev aircraft, that'd be so nice. F-15A Eagle, McDonnell Douglas. 42 feet and 10 inches wingspan. Mach .45. 1,855 miles per hour top speed, faster than the Tupolev 144 and Concorde. Yeah, 65,000 feet of service ceiling and 2 Pratt & Whitney F100 PW100 afterburning turbofan engines. Now this is the F-15A McDonnell Douglas. Actually, while we can, let's check this out. RQ-4A Lowell Hawk. 116 feet and 2 inches wingspan, 391 miles per hour top speed, 65,000 feet of service ceiling, and Rolls-Royce AE 370H turbofan engines. See this one, it's not this one. This one. Pretty massive. See anything, sadly. F-100 Super Cyber North American, 38 feet and 9 inches of wingspan, 864 miles per hour, top speed, Mach 1.1, 50,000 feet of service ceiling, and Pratt & Whitney J57 P21 afterburning turbojet engines. Check out this one is. Probably something up in the other side, so we'll be able to see something that explains this one right here. Chittle. Astronaut taxi. T-38s. Astronaut taxi. Astronauts often use T-38s as taxis. Flying them from Houston to the Kennedy Space Center in Southern Florida, where space shuttles are launched into space. I don't know which one this one is. Got an A-10 Warthog. I believe that's the name. Remove before flight. And this one rocks. A-10C Thunderbolt. I thought it was a Warthog. I think it is. 57 feet and 6 inches of wingspan, 130 miles per hour top speed, 45,000 feet of service ceiling, and 2 General Electric TF-34 GE 100A turbofan engines. I don't know what type of aircraft this is supposed to be, but it looks like the 3rd engine or something. I'll show you what I mean by 3rd engine. Feel like this. All the way through. Possibly be that 3rd engine to it. Who knows? I'm wondering what that is, to be honest. So if we look at this, compare that to this. This is HYD. So it's right here. And so if we check out right here, yeah, this is not it. This thing right here, or this one, no, this, possibly this thing or this thing, has to be this thing right here. Then we got this. The Edge of Space in 1963, the X-15 took pilot Joe Walker to the edge of space twice, in altitude greater than 100 kilometers, or 328 feet. Approximately 62 miles is considered space. Walker flew to 354,200 feet, more than 67 miles high. Walker was formally designated an astronaut for his achievement, preceding Gus Grissom by more than a year and a half as the first man to enter space twice. X-15 pilot Neil Armstrong later became the first man to walk on the moon. And X-15 pilot Joe Engle went on to fly the space shuttle. The X-15 flew 199 flights. The last flight was in October 1968. This is an engineering model of the X-15. It was used for wind tunnel testing. Take a look at the landing gear. This thing. Let's go check out this aircraft then. So we got That's the back. This is like such a little machine, I believe. But from here, see SR-71 Firebirds.
That's it. One SR-71A and one SR-71B. Oh, that's right in the focus. That's Edwards Air Force Base.
I believe this is an engine of it. A lot of fuselage and stuff. C-58. A-12. Lockheed A-12 used it.
Size, shape, and size boom. Information derived from scientific research.
Lockheed F-107A. 117A Nighthawk. 43 feet and 4 inches wingspan. Almost Mach 1. 684 miles per hour. Top speed. 45,000 feet of service ceiling. And 2 general engine F404, F1D turbofan engines. If you wish to read this, you can read it. Help us restore the world's first operational stealth aircraft so visitors can experience this innovative and unique piece of aerospace history. You can donate. Landing gear. I don't think I've shown you guys. Can't really see anything. As we have the cargo bob a little bit. Not much. Some weird off plane. Helicopter, I mean, I don't even know what this is anymore. OV-1D Mohawk Runman. 48 feet of wingspan, 305 top speed, 225,000 feet of service ceiling, and 2 Lemking T-53L 701 turbofan engines. So you can read this if you want to. I don't know who the heck would do this, but weird plane. Or helicopter. Who knows what it is. F-104G Starfighter Lockheed. 21 feet and 9 inches of wingspan. Mach 2, 1,528 miles per hour. Top speed. 73,000 feet of service ceiling. And 1 General Electric J79 GE11A afterburning turbojet engine. Pretty sick. OH-23B Raven. You can read this if you want to. U.S. Army. II-6245. Danger, keep away. Yep. I wonder which one this one is. Now this one does remind me of the Kerbal bomb. SH-2F Sea Sprite Command. 44 feet rotor span, 165 miles per hour of top speed, 22,500 feet of service ceiling, T58 GE8F turbo shaft engines, 2 General Electric. Do not push. Looks like these rims are for like racing or something. They collapse down and stuff. Yep. Pretty weird looking. It's all glass and stuff. H21C shiny basic. This one over here has a brother. Pretty weird aircraft, like I say. You have to jump all the way up here. Folded and stuff. This is very uncomfortable, I gotta say. H19D Chickasaw. Exhaust. Damn. I think I've seen this one a few times before. These seats also look pretty incredible. Seagull screen, UH-34D Seahorse.
You're not gonna take mom's dang near perfection.
How does perfection sound?
This thing right here, another family member of this fat thing. Yeah. RQ-8A Fire Scouts. Northrop Grumman. 144 miles per hour. Top speed, 20,000 feet of service ceiling, 5 hours endurance, and Rolls-Royce Allison 250 C20W turbo shaft engines. You can read this if you want to. Pitot tube, another pitot tube. It's like a submarine. Camera, I think. Exhaust. Static port, do not push. Battery access. It's for the Navy. Northrop Grumman Integrated Systems. Let's check out this one.
No, look at black banana. That's crazy. I think a black banana would be good.
This another family member to these two. U.S. Coast Guard. And we got this thing right here. I can see the engine. Franklin 0 at 335. Helicopter plane. It's a pretty nice one. J2 gyrocopter. 25 feet and 11 inches of main rotor diameter. 15 feet and 9 inches of length. 110 miles per hour top speed. 8,010 feet service ceiling. And one line coming 030 A2D 4-cylinder engine. And there's no Learjet. I think they used to have it, but they have a few aircraft out here. This thing. It's a weird type of aircraft. Marine, yes. Marines, I mean. And then seems to be another rotor up there. And then instruments.
My father flew these things.
A few aircraft out there. Do not go where the path may lead. God said where there is no path and leave a trail. No follow mercy. Well, yep. This has to be my longest video on my channel. Before I remodeled it, I don't remember if I had something way longer. But if this like reaches like somewhere to 30 minutes, then this will be my longest video about it. Since we only have a little bit more to film, not like completely all of it's done, but we'll check out a little bit of this. And yep, we are now outside the Aviation and Space Museum, I believe. The 333A Shooting Star, Lockheed. You can read all of this if you want to. 37.5 feet of wingspan, 455 miles per hour of cruising speed, 525 miles per hour of top speed, 45,500 feet service ceiling, and one Allison J33A35 turbojet engine. Now we can touch this one, I think. Not like that. massive thing. That tail. Beware of blast. It's covered. Nice. This is my first time seeing a life-size 727 VC-9C Air Force 2 McDonnell Douglas. Aircraft type VIP passenger transport. Service time frame 1975 to 2011. Actually, we can see a little helicopter over there. And 93.42 feet of wingspan, 404 miles per hour cruising speed, 576 miles per hour of top speed, 37,000 feet of service ceiling, and 2 Pratt & Whitney JT8D9 turbofan engines. Actually, I thought this was a 727, but it might be an MD-80. It's an MD-80. Oh my god. Damn. I got scared by the bird. It's a bat, actually. Hopefully we won't get attacked. That'll be a very big problem. Flaps. DC-9. What was I yapping about? Okay, this is a DC-9. I have to remember, this is a DC-9. Emergency exit, and this massive tail. I'll just try to search it up on radar, later, flight radar. Wonder what that is. United States of America. Tail. I believe my dad used to fly one of these back in the 80s. I'm just trying to get as far as we can so we can get a nice view of it all together. A lot of birds and getting into the top. Beautiful. So then we got this. F-94C Starfire, 37.33 feet wingspan, 493 miles per hour cruising speed, 640 miles per hour top speed, 51,800 feet of service ceiling, 1 Pratt & Whitney J43, J48, P5 turbojet engines. Sadly, we can't see the engine. try searching that up again. Pico 2, I believe, is covered up. And then little door, it's covered. Helicopter. And this thing, whatever the heck it is. See the landing gear. Emergency exit. These massive rotors. And that. Let's go check it out. See what it is. CH-37B Mojave cargo helicopter, 1960 to 2009. Rotor diameter 72 feet, 115 miles per hour. Cruising speed 130 miles per hour. Top speed 8,700 feet. Service ceiling and 2 Pratt Whitney R 2,854 double wasp engines. Private jet. Haven't seen one in days. Yeah, summer is arriving here in Oregon, and we're finally gonna see some of the last jets in this 747. P2C Buckeye. You can read that information if you want to. I'm done reading stuff. I'm just sorry when I'm just so done reading stuff. Nothing new back here. Yeah, nothing new back here. And now for the dream. The 747. Here we go. So, when I remember, it was on the day on February 2nd when it first flew. I know it was in February, but I don't remember the day. I mean the year and the day, maybe. I don't know if it was the 2nd, but this thing is a mess. Now this is not the 747, but this is near the 747, so we're recording it. Landing gear. Through there. Pretty hydraulic stuff. Restricted right there. Wow. Okay, we're here for the massive thing. The 747. Now, if you took a look at my episode of Plane Spotting 5, you would see we're pretty far. You couldn't really notice any details, but now you can. Hopefully there's no like ants hopping out around here. I'm kind of terrified, but it's a plane, you know. First time touching a tire. research I've done, I always thought this was gonna be the largest aircraft, but now I'm seeing it close in person. Doesn't seem to be one of the largest aircraft. Now, this aircraft has had a good amount of incidents. Japan Airlines 123, TW-8 800. Whole bunches of flights. So landing gear, pitot tubes. If I can use my drone, I'll try to use it over here real quick before we leave. But yeah, there it is. No engines, sadly. Sad. Maybe it does work, but with all my calculations, I always thought the landing gear was as big as the waist of a human. So it's so wonderful to see this thing in person. Well, thank you everyone for joining us in this adventure. For me, pretty much. This won't be the only museum I'll be going to. I might be going to a few other. And yeah. So where the fuel comes from, those little pipes in there, I think that's where the fuel comes from. And this massive landing gear. It looks like a lot of birds have pooped on here. But yeah, that's it. No, well, that's not all of it, but there's another 747 all the way over there with the actual engines. But the thing such as big as this, bro, this is just, I'm taking a look at the landing gear. I mean the exhaust. But yep, thanks everyone, and we can do a short little display of the aircraft, and then yeah, you can come out and you can come and check out this museum for yourself. I haven't included every single type of aircraft from this museum, but it was just someone like we were just trying to capture some of the type of interesting aircraft and the most that we saw, but not all of them. So not everything you saw in the video is what you see in the museum. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we're just gonna put a little slideshow of aircraft we've taken a picture of. MiG 29 Fulcrum A. F-14D Super Tomcat. F-106A Delta Dart. There's another aircraft over there, but I'm not gonna go check it out anymore. Go check out the engine. Also blocked. So the Blue Angel. Also covered engine. Boosting. TF-9J Cougar. I'm sure there's other aircraft, final aircraft, to explore for like maybe 3 hours. Also covered. U.S. Air Force. F-5E Tiger 2. So yeah guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you did watch through all of it, I would be pretty crazy if you did. But yep, thank you for joining our adventure, I guess, or mine. And have a lovely day, lovely night, wherever you are. And goodbye.